There is a specific type of exhaustion that sleep simply cannot fix. It hits you at 3 a.m. You are staring at the ceiling, your body is physically still, but your mind is running a marathon at a full sprint. You aren't fighting a physical enemy. You are fighting yourself. The noise, the doubt, the endless simulation of worst-case scenarios. We treat this internal chaos as a bug in the modern system, a side effect of smartphones, corporate deadlines, and 24-hour news cycles. But what if it isn't modern at all? What if this paralyzing noise is the fundamental human struggle, a glitch that has existed for as long as we have had consciousness? 5,000 years ago, a man stood in the middle of a literal war zone and had a panic attack. This wasn't a coward. This was Arjuna, the greatest warrior of his time, a man built for combat. But as he looked out at the opposition, his hands shook. His legendary bow, Gandiva, slipped from his grip. He collapsed, paralyzed, not by the enemy's swords, but by the storm inside his own head. Why should you care about an ancient warrior's breakdown? Because you are Arjuna. Every single day, you step onto your own battlefield, whether it's a high-stakes meeting, a crumbling relationship, or just the overwhelming pressure to be someone. And just like him, you feel that crushing weight of anxiety. Enter Krishna. He doesn't tell Arjuna to man up. He doesn't offer a generic pep talk. He performs open-heart surgery on the human psyche. He dismantles the ego and rebuilds it with something indestructible. We are going to decode that ancient blueprint. We are taking the 5 most potent psychological strategies from the Bhagavad Gita and converting them into 5-minute micro-habits that you can use to hack your own stress response. Let's start with the root of the rot. Habit number 1, the 5-minute detachment protocol. Krishna looks at Arjuna and identifies the poison immediately. It isn't the war, it's the obsession with the outcome of the war. He delivers a line that acts as a circuit breaker for anxiety. You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Let's unpack that, because it goes against everything modern society teaches us. We are taught to be goal-obsessed. You don't just write the report, you obsess over whether the boss will praise it. You don't just go on the date. You are already mentally planning the wedding or bracing for the divorce. We are constantly living in a future that hasn't happened yet, hallucinating tragedies or triumphs. This attachment to the fruit, the result, is what paralyzes us. If your self-worth is tied to the result, you are a slave to circumstances you cannot control. Krishna proposes a radical shift, karma yoga. Imagine a master archer. The moment the arrow leaves the string, it is gone. No amount of worrying, leaning, or praying will change its trajectory. The archer's power, their entire agency, exists only in the pull, the breath, and the release. The target is irrelevant to the mechanics of the shot. Your first habit is to reclaim that agency. Every morning, for 5 minutes, sit in silence, visualize the one thing that is terrifying you today. See it clearly. Acknowledge that you desperately want a good result. Then, verbally cut the cord. Say to yourself, my role is the effort. The outcome is not my business. Feel the physical weight lift off your chest as you realize you are only responsible for the shot, not the target. This rewires your brain to find satisfaction in the doing, making you immune to the chaos of the result. But how do you handle the noise while you are working? This leads to habit number 2, the witness consciousness. Most of us are drowning in our own psychology. An angry thought appears, and we say, I am angry. A sad memory surfaces, and we say, I am sad. We merge with the feeling until there is no us left, just a ball of reaction. Krishna demands we break this identification. He teaches that you are not the mind, you are not the thoughts, you are the Atman, the observer. Think of your mind as a rushing river, the debris floating by the rotting logs of old regrets, the jagged rocks of future fears, the plastic trash of petty jealousies. Those are your thoughts. Currently, you are swimming in that water, getting battered by every log that floats by. Krishna pulls you out of the water. He places you on the riverbank. You are now the witness. You watch the anger float by. You watch the anxiety bubble up, but you don't get wet. For 5 minutes a day, sit and close your eyes. Do not try to stop your thoughts. That is like trying to stop the wind. Just watch them, label them. There is a worry about money. There is a feeling of irritation. Do not judge them. Do not fix them. Just watch them float downstream. By creating this tiny gap between the thinker and the thought, you regain your power. You realize that just because a thought knocks on your door, you don't have to invite it in for tea. Once you have separated yourself from the noise, you need stability. Habit number 3, the practice of equanimity. We live in a state of emotional whiplash. One text message with a heart emoji makes you euphoric. A passive-aggressive email ruins your entire week. You are a puppet, and external circumstances pull the strings. Krishna calls this the trap of duality. He describes the wise person as one who is steady in both heat and cold, happiness and distress, honor and dishonor. This is samatva equanimity. This is not about becoming a zombie or suppressing your emotions. It is about becoming the ocean. The surface of the ocean is chaotic. Waves crash, storms rage, the wind howls. But if you drop down just 10 meters, the water is dead silent. It is still. It is dark. It is untouched by the storm above. Your daily practice is to find that depth. At the end of the day, review your highs and your lows. Take the best thing that happened, the win, the compliment. Feel it, then consciously let it go. Say, this too is temporary. Take the worst thing, the failure, the insult. Feel the sting, then let it go. This too is temporary. You are training your nervous system to stop reacting violently to the pendulum swing of life. You are building a core of steel that remains temperature controlled regardless of the weather outside. But steel needs to be forged with fire and intelligence. Habit number 4, the knowledge seeker. We consume terabytes of data every single day, but we consume almost zero wisdom. We doom scroll opinions, celebrity gossip, and 15-second hot takes, but we starve our intellect. Krishna warns Arjuna that a confused mind is a dangerous weapon. Without a philosophy of life, you are navigating a dense jungle without a compass. You need svadhyaya, self-study. This isn't just reading. It is feeding your brain high-quality fuel. For 5 minutes a day, step away from the algorithm. Open a text of timeless wisdom. It could be the Gita, the Stoics, the Tao. Read one single paragraph, just one. Then, close your eyes and metabolize it. Ask yourself, how does this ancient truth apply to my modern problem? If you read a verse about truthfulness, look at where you are lying to yourself. If you read about discipline, look at where you are weak. This daily injection of wisdom acts as an antivirus for your mind, protecting you from the malware of mass hysteria and fear. And finally, we arrive at the hardest, most terrifying, and most powerful habit of all. Habit number 5, radical surrender. To the modern, ego-driven ear, the word surrender sounds like losing. It sounds like weakness. It sounds like giving up. But in the context of the Gita, Surrender is the ultimate power move. It is the realization that you are not the CEO of the universe. The ego wants to believe it controls everything, which is why you are exhausted, because you are trying to hold up the sky with your own two hands. Krishna tells Arjuna, abandon all varieties of duties and just surrender unto me. This is the psychological release valve. Imagine a small child on a plane flying through terrible turbulence. The adults are panicking, grabbing the armrests, praying, but the child is asleep. Why? Because the child trusts the pilot. The child knows that flying the plane is not their job. Their job is to sit in the seat. Surrender is the act of trusting the pilot of the universe. Here is your practice. When the overwhelm hits, when the logic fails, and the anxiety peaks, find a quiet corner. Close your eyes. Physically unclench your jaw. Open your hands. And admit defeat, not to the problem, but to the need to control it. Say, I have done my best. I have pulled the bowstring. I now surrender this burden to a higher power. Visualize yourself physically handing over the heavy backpack of worry. Feel the lightness that comes from resignation. This isn't passivity. It is aggressive trust. It is the ultimate mental armor, because it connects you to a source of strength that is infinite, unlike your own limited energy. You are the chariot. Your senses are the wild horses pulling you toward every distraction. Your mind is the reins, often tangled and knotted. But deep inside, there is a passenger, the charioteer, the witness. When you stop fighting the horses and hand the reins to that higher wisdom, the war is already won. You don't have to build strength, you just have to uncover it. It has been there the whole time. If you are ready to pick up your bow and stop running from the battle, declare it. Go to the comments right now and write, I am the warrior. Make it real. Subscribe for more deep dives into the architecture of the mind. Now, go fight your battle.